Hello and welcome to today's discussion video. Reaction video? I guess I'm not really discussing anything. Whatever. Today I want to talk about the recent Nintendo Direct. Now I was going to upload the recording of my live reaction. I did record myself watching it, but the thing is that so much of the Smash Direct was really focusing on a lot of the finer details of things. They really went into a lot of detail on the online, the menus, and the new Spirit mode. So I didn't really have a whole lot to say. So a lot of it was actually just me kind of silently watching. So I decided instead maybe I'd show you some of my reactions, and I would just talk about everything else, about what I thought about everything else. I did have a little, before the presentation started, I did dedicate a few minutes to making a few predictions about what I thought would be in the presentation. So I can show you that now, if you want, and you can compare it to what was actually in the show. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So let's roll the tape, or recording, or whatever. Just roll it. I'm gonna go on the record and say the Grinch leak is fake. I think there are only gonna be 4 new characters, 2 new and 2 echoes. The echoes are gonna be Ken, because I mean, it has to be. He has to be in this. Possibly Shadow for Sonic. Alternately, see, I'm not super sure about Shadow, because I think having Ken and Shadow in the final Direct would be kind of lame. As the last 2 echoes, I mean, I think that'd be kind of lame. So I'm kind of leaning away from Shadow. He'd be my 3rd choice. So my actual prediction for the second echo is going to be Lily for Olimar from Pikmin 2 and 3. Because I think that'd be pretty funny. If not, Medusa for Palutena, perhaps. Or maybe Veridi for Palutena, but I think that'd be kind of weird because she's so short. I guess that wouldn't really matter. I don't know. As for the new characters, you have Skull Kid. He's my first choice, Skull Kid. But the second character, there are rumors going around that Incineroar is going to be in the game. I'm not particularly fond of Incineroar, which is why I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the game. I don't like him, so he's going to get in. I'm just hoping that negative experience will be balanced out by maybe having Skull Kid as a playable character. That'd be cool, because he's my top choice as of right now. You could kind of tie into Halloween being yesterday. You know, have I mean, if they opened with Skull Kid, with a Skull Kid trailer, I'd be sold. I'm already sold on the game, but I would be double sold on the game. I'd buy 2 copies. I really hope they don't do that now. I don't want to have to buy 2 copies. A couple more general predictions, which I don't think they're going to announce all of these, but I'm guessing that there are going to be 1,248 trophies. I don't know why I predicted that, but I was trying to figure out. I'm sure they're going to show us the new getting trophies mode, but I don't have any ideas as to what that is. I was trying to think of what that would be, and then I decided I'll just predict how many trophies there are instead. So I'm guessing 1,248. Obviously, they're going to show off Spirit Mode. That's probably going to be the bulk of the presentation. Or at least it's probably going to be the biggest segment of the presentation. I think Smash Run is going to return. Not Smash Tour. Smash Tour is never going to show up again. But Smash Run, I believe, is going to be in this game. Or maybe under a new name. Maybe it'll be slightly different. But I think we're going to get that mode or something similar. And to clarify, I don't think that's what Spirits Mode is. I think that those are two distinct modes. Also, I do believe that Spirits Mode is called Spirits Mode. On the topic of returning modes, Break the Targets, I think that's coming back. I think it will be using the Super Smash Bros. Brawl formula, where there are, like, 5 stages that are shared by all characters, because having 70 plus different unique stages, while that would be really cool, I don't think they're doing it. Maybe each series will get its own unique target stage, which would be pretty cool. I'd like it if that happened. And I think Race to the Finish is coming back. Maybe even Board the Platforms, but I was thinking maybe they would combine them. So it would be Race to the Finish, but more of a platforming version of it. Melee kind of had a platforming Race to the Finish, but I think that it's going to be more of like an actual platforming level, like a level that you would see in a platforming game. I think they're going to show off Challenges mode. Forgot to mention that. I think it's going to be the biggest board yet. And I think that there are going to be multiple boards, similar to the 3DS version. I'm not sure if they're going to show this off, but Event Match is definitely going to be in this game. I predict there are going to be 100 events. No, 101 events. And the last event is going to be called The Ultimate Battle, and you will have to fight every character in the order of their debut. So it's going to be like Mario, then Donkey Kong, then Link. Like, you're going to have to fight them in the order of the number that they, if you go on the website and you go to the fighter section, you're going to have to fight them in the order of their numbers. Alright, since this is a reaction video, I assume you've already seen the actual presentation. So you probably know that out of all of those predictions, I really only got 2 of them right. And that was about Incineroar and Ken being playable characters. And even then, I didn't really get it right, because I said there would be 4 characters and there were only 2. Well, there were 3. I was close, I guess. But even then, like, Ken was an easy choice. I'm pretty sure everybody knew Ken was going to be in the game. And there were already rumors about Incineroar being in the game, so I didn't even really predict that. And I definitely didn't predict the other character. But I'll go through them one at a time. So Ken was the first one. And he's a very meh character. Outside of Super Smash Bros., I don't really play fighting games, including Street Fighter, so I'm not really a fan of Ken, or Ryu for that matter. I never really played Ryu. I got him in Smash 4. I bought the DLC. I just never really played him. So, like, they were going through all the differences between Ken and Ryu, and I had no idea what they were talking about. It was like, I didn't even know that Ryu had 2 Final Smashes. And Incineroar was largely the same. I don't really play Pokemon, and even when I do, I very rarely pick the fire starters. So, I mean, I don't really care for Incineroar. I actually mentioned that in the prediction, so you're already aware that I don't like Incineroar, so I'll just skip over that detail. I will say this much. Despite being a character that I didn't really want in Smash Bros., I was very excited to see him revealed, because his inclusion in the game proved that the Grinch leak was fake, which meant that I was right about it all along. So, woo. As for everybody disappointed about that, I mean, I know that not getting the character you want hurts, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know how you believed the leak, because it was pretty shoddily done, honestly. It was like, Sakurai had just said that they were gonna have to slow down the reveals of new characters, and then this guy comes along and is like, oh no, there's 7 new characters in 1 month, and everybody believed him. I don't know, I don't get it, but whatever. So anyway, the first 2 characters, pretty meh for me. So the direct started out kind of middling, and then Sakurai revealed that those were the final 2 characters, which kind of lowered the spirits a bit, so to speak. Lowered my spirit a bit, because neither of these characters were really interesting. Like I said, Ken was obvious, and Incineroar had already been rumored, so neither one was a surprise. But, I mean, what are you gonna do? However, there was a surprise character later. Piranha Plant is playable in the game. A generic Piranha Plant. Just a Piranha Plant in a pot. Just in Super Smash Brothers. I know, it was... I couldn't understand what I was looking at during the clip. You can even see halfway through the video. Yeah, I'll show the clip. It's really short.
What?
See, like, I had no idea what was going... I couldn't imagine a world where a generic enemy was a playable character in Super Smash Brothers. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Mario fan. But a generic Piranha Plant? I mean, I don't think... I feel very safe in assuming that absolutely nobody asked for this. And I am so glad that they did it. This is the single greatest newcomer in all of Smash Ultimate. No other trailer got me as excited as this one, because it's so just absurd. It's just a generic enemy. All of the characters they could have picked, and they picked a generic enemy. I think that's hilarious. This is my new favorite character. I am maining Piranha Plant when it comes out. I've already pre-ordered the game, so I can... so I'll definitely be able to get the Piranha Plant for free. By the way, if you don't know, if you get the game before the end of January, and you, like, register it with My Nintendo and get the reward points, if you do that before the end of January next year, so, like, basically within 2 months of the game coming out, you can get the Piranha Plant DLC for free, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so that was literally the high point of the direct for me, and that's not really selling it short. That I was legitimately excited to see Piranha Plant in the game. I love everything about it. So that definitely made up for the 2 kind of lackluster characters at the start of the presentation. Now they went into a lot of detail about a lot of other modes, including online and the menus and all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to talk about most of that. I just want to talk about a couple of different things. Mostly the characters, which I already covered, and the new modes. I'm going to get to the modes in a minute, but there are a couple of little things that I want to mention really quickly. So let me just get my trusty notes over here. Okay, the assist trophies. Not not the trophies in general. There are 3 specific trophies that I want to call out. During the presentation, Shadow the Hedgehog and Isaac from Golden Sun were both revealed to be assist trophies. And after the presentation, the website was updated to include Skull Kid as a third, as also being an assist trophy. And I just wanted to mention that, look, I'm all for trolling and all kinds of, and, you know, just having fun with this stuff. But I think this may have crossed the line. I think that this may have actually been kind of mean-spirited. Okay? You know, you got the three of the most requested characters are assist trophies, and unlike Waluigi, instead of showing them as assist trophies like 3 months ago, Sakurai decided to wait until now so that everybody could be like, oh, I bet they're gonna be playable, and then they weren't. And I guess that's on us for being hopeful, but it still hurt. I really wanted to play a Skull Kid. It would have been nice to know that Skull Kid was an assist trophy a long time ago. But it's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that anyway. Another thing, a couple of final smashes were revealed. Diddy Kong's final smash was revealed in the treehouse segment after the presentation. So it's basically the same, except completely different. He's still got the rocket barrels, but he doesn't shoot his peanuts anymore. Now he just flies all over the screen, and it's crazy, and it's a lot more fun than his old one. So, big thumbs up from me. Daisy's final smash was revealed to be the same thing that Peach's has been in previous games, where she dances, and people fall asleep, and then there are healing items, and that gets some thumbs down from me, because I thought that all of the final smashes were being revamped to be cinematic and cool. But we've still got the least cool final smash. Nope, Donkey Kong's was the least cool. That one's gone. But we have the second least cool one, and now there are 2 of them, and I'm disappointed. So 2 thumbs down. I already did that, but whatever. And most importantly, this one was in the actual direct. Yoshi's new final smash is a stampede of Yoshis, and it's hilarious, and it's a nice little reference to Super Smash Bros. Melee with its opening scene that had the same scene, except the Yoshis weren't trampling on some poor sap. And this one gets 1 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down because I liked Super Dragon. I like that it was like referencing Super Mario World, but you know, it's okay because I like the new one too, but I did prefer the old one, and I think it would have been cool if they had just reworked it, but I don't know. I guess it's fine. Oh, Multi-Man Smash is next. Okay, so they very briefly went over this. It's called Century Smash now. There are 3 modes of the Multi-Man Smash. The first one is the 100-man Smash, and it's called the Century Smash. Basically, the Fighting Me team comes back from Smash 4. Very disappointed about that. We've had a new fighting team in every game. I don't know why they stopped now, you know. If anything, they should have brought back the Fighting Polygons. Those were my favorite. I understand why they wouldn't. You'd have to get 70 different guys. Or you could have just used the original 12. I don't know, whatever. But anyway. So the Fighting Miis are back. Century Smash is just a 100-man smash. So you're fighting 100 Miis. Or 96 if they still do the thing where you get a random fighter every 25. And yeah, I mean, it's what you expect. I didn't really want to talk about the mode. I wanted to talk about the fact that the Fighting Miis are who we're fighting. I don't like that because it doesn't even make sense anymore. The Miis I thought the Mii's weren't even really going to be a thing anymore. Can you even make Mii's on the Switch? I'm not even sure. I've never even tried. But I really doubt that anybody's going to have enough Mii's to, like, fill even just, like, one wave of those things. Like, 6 of them, 6 Mii's spawn on screen at one time. 5 or 6 spawn at one time. I doubt anyone is going to have enough Mii's to fill even just that roster. I'm sure somebody will, but I don't think a lot of people will. So, fighting Mii's, thumbs down. Then, they announced this very offhandedly. I actually had to rewatch the presentation to make sure I didn't misunderstand what they were talking about. All-Star mode is now unlocked from the start, but it's now a part of the multi-man Smash. So instead of being a single-player mode where you have to fight through every character in the game, which would be ridiculous in this game, instead of doing that, now you just kind of go into a battlefield and a bunch of the playable characters spawn and you just beat as many of them as you can. So All-Star mode is actually now the endless Smash, which is... I mean, it's okay. Personally, I never liked All-Star mode, so I don't even really care. I just thought it was weird. Like, I would have thought that they would have just taken all... Okay. I don't understand why they didn't just take out All-Star mode and just leave it as Endless Smash, but I don't know, whatever. Like I said, I never liked All-Star mode, so it's all fine by me. And finally, I want to talk about the trophies, and this is going to lead into the modes that I said that I wanted to talk about earlier. As in, I said I wanted to talk about them later, but I said that earlier. Okay, so trophies are no longer in this game. And I am very disappointed about that because I loved collecting... Well, I don't know if I loved it, but I enjoyed collecting trophies. If you look through my Melee and Brawl, Smash 4, both versions, I have every single trophy except for one. In Brawl, I missed the sticker trophy because I could never get that 700th sticker. And I hate the stickers because of that. Because there was no way to, like, get that one sticker. There was no way to do that. You couldn't look at the little paper as it was floating down. You couldn't look at it and be like, that's the one that I want. That's the one. And even if you could, I mean, you couldn't make it spawn. Well, that's not entirely true. I actually did eventually get that sticker when I hacked my Wii. Don't tell anybody I said that. But when I hacked my Wii and I set it up so that I just got all of the stickers and then I got the final trophy. So, I mean, technically I got it, but with like a little asterisk, you know, because I cheated. But anyway, so point is, trophies are gone. That was just a long digression. You can just, we could cut that entire part out and you guys never even notice. Okay, so the point I'm making is that trophies are gone and they're replaced by something called spirits. And spirits are essentially stickers from Brawl. You know, you got all these characters that, like, I mean, you can't fit 800 plus characters into the roster, so you put them in the stickers. And then you make the sticker, and then the stickers have, like, little effects, and you stick them to your heroes, and then your heroes get the bonus stats or whatever. That's how it worked in Brawl. How it works now is that you basically just equip the spirit, and then it gives you a bonus stat, and then it levels up, and presumably its stat gets better, and if it levels up enough, it can advance to a new category, I guess. Sometimes they can advance, I don't know. So, basically, it's a combination of stickers from Brawl and equipment from Smash 4. Which were themselves essentially stickers from Brawl. I'm not hugely into this, because I didn't like the equipment or the stickers. But, I mean, I won't have any trophies to collect, so I guess gotta collect something. So it may as well be spirits. That being said, like, the way they framed this section of the thing, it was like, of the presentation, they said something like how the whole point of the game was that the fighters were trying to get back into the real world, and everyone else is stuck as a spirit, and you have the option to send the spirits back to the real world, or you could just keep them imprisoned as your, like, power-ups. It's like, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to send them away from the way you've described this. But, like, I know I'm not. But, I don't know. Just seems a little weird. I guess it's okay if their equipment, you can just be like, don't worry, we're just gonna do a couple of fights and I'll send you home later. Don't tell him, I'm not sending him home. That being said, I'm never gonna use power-ups anyway. I mean, who used custom moves, right? I always forgot about stickers in Brawl, and I hated the custom equipment in Smash 4, so I doubt I'm gonna use any of the spirits, but, you know, I'll collect them all, I guess, because that's my thing. And they're essentially the new trophies. Anyway, this brings me to spirit mode. Well, you know what the spirits are. How do you get them? That's what spirit mode is. Spirit mode, you do a mission and then you get a spirit, and I mean, it's okay. It looks okay. It basically just looks like event mode. They didn't say anything about event match or event mode or whatever it's called. They didn't say anything about that being in the game. So the only conclusion that I can come to is that there is no event mode because it's been replaced by spirit mode. Which is fine as long as that's true. As long as event mode has been replaced by spirit mode, that's perfectly fine. I'm A-okay with that. I think it'd be a little overkill to have event mode and spirit mode, given how spirit mode works, but like I said, there's no sign of event mode, so I think everything's peachy keen. There was something else I wanted to say regarding event mode. We can edit out this long pause when I finally remember what it is. The one thing that I don't like about how they handled, like, spirit mode is that they teased it, like, 2 months ago. I think it was September. It was like a month and a half, 2 months ago. They teased it, and then it just turned out to basically be event mode. And I think that was really anticlimactic and very disappointing. But again, that's on me. I can't be mad about my expectations. I can only be mad. I can't rate them on my expectations, but I can rate them on how they handled the announcement, and I don't think they handled it quite the right way. I think that they just shouldn't have mentioned anything about that secret mode, about the secret mode, spirit mode, way back when. They shouldn't have mentioned it at all, and they should have just brought it up this time. And then we wouldn't be in this. We wouldn't be having this we wouldn't be in this situation. Also, if there is no event mode, I am going to be somewhat disappointed because, as you heard in my prediction video, I thought that there was going to be like the ultimate battle where you had to fight through every enemy in a row, and I guess that's not going to happen. But I really like the idea of it being called the ultimate battle. I thought that tied in perfectly, but whatever. By tied in, I mean tied into the title of the game, because it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. See? I know, it's subtle, but the connection is there. You just, if you think about it, you'll figure it out, I'm sure. Okay, so before I go on to the final mode, I want to say the main reason that the revelation of Spirit Mode was disappointing to me, and that's because a lot of people were talking about how, oh, it's probably a new story mode and stuff like that. And I try so hard not to get caught up in that kind of stuff, and I try to keep my expectations tempered, but I just couldn't help it, because it was like they had such a great point. It's like, if it's not an adventure mode, what could it be? Why wouldn't they just reveal what it was? Because I don't know why I guess they didn't reveal it earlier, because they needed to really explain everything all at once, and they didn't have enough time before this. As for why we couldn't figure out what it was, it's because it really wasn't anything interesting. It's, you know what it is? It's basically master orders from Smash 4. Just with specific mission, like, I assume the missions aren't randomized, but I don't know for sure. It just seems like it'd be kind of hard to randomize that, considering how the reward and the mission tie together so neatly. But anyway, so I was disappointed because it wasn't going to be an adventure mode, and I was even saying right before the end of the presentation, I was saying to myself, well, they've already announced all the characters, so there's nothing left for them to announce. They've talked about all the modes and the characters and all that stuff, so is this going to be like the first Nintendo Direct to not do like that? Oh, and one more thing that Nintendo loves to do. And as I was saying that, they said, oh, and one more thing, and then they just casually announce, and now we'd like to talk about the adventure mode. And they just casually, just like that. What adventure mode? I was completely stunned. Stunned, speechless. I got the clip. You can see for yourself. Well, if there are no more characters, then there's... Oh. Okay, whatever.
I should mention that the adventure mode in this game is
What?
nothing like what we came up with for the subspace.
What? I was sold on the mode immediately. 1 second into the trailer, and that was all I had to see. And that is all I have to say on that matter. Fine. Okay. Look, if I have to be honest, at the risk of sounding a little pessimistic, I'm actually not all that excited for this mode. And I know that's weird. Maybe. I've probably never mentioned this before, but I really did like the Subspace Emissary in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I like the Emissary, and ever since then I've really wanted them to have another adventure mode, and now they do. And the whole time it was going, I was like, yes! I'm so excited for this. Why am I not excited for this? And I had to rewatch the trailer like 2 more times before I finally figured out what was wrong, what was off. And what it was, well, 2 things really. I'll start with the small thing, just the one thing that I thought was kind of stupid. So I assume if you're watching this, you've already seen the video, so spoilers if you haven't. Everybody's dying, right? Except for one character. And who is that character? It's Kirby. Why is it Kirby? Why is Kirby the main character? The Sakurai Bias, that's why. He's Sakurai's character, so it's a Sakurai game, so Kirby's the main character. And I have a small problem with that. I don't like the way they handled it. I think there should have been at least 3 characters that survived. First of all, Shulk is the one who had the vision, right? So then what? Why did they include that scene? He had the vision of everyone dying, and then he does nothing. He doesn't get a chance to do anything. So what was the point of the scene? I don't know. Maybe it'll tie in. Okay. Disclaimer. Obviously, I haven't played the mode. I could be completely off base with everything that I'm saying right now. But I think that Shulk should have survived. Kirby could have survived. And then someone else. My own personal bias should have been Luigi. But, like I said, I'm more than a little biased. You know what? Could have been Palutena. Sakurai made Kid Icarus Uprising. Sakurai Bias would have protected her. And she's a literal goddess. If anybody should have survived, it was her. That being said, the cutscene was really cool. And the theme music was really cool. The mode looked really cool. That was definitely not the reason that I was not looking forward to the mode. The reason I'm not looking forward to the mode is because of the gameplay that was shown off. From the looks of it, it's just gonna be like you got this big map with a lot of levels, but every level was basically just a versus match with special rules. So it's basically just another event match. Except it's event match, but with a map. That's just what it looks like. I know that there was the one boss from the Subspace Emissary was there. The guy with the bomb. The guy with the subspace bomb in his stomach. You had to fight him twice. Once as... Oh man, how do I remember this? You had to fight him once as Marth, Ike, and Meta Knight. And then you had to fight him again as Lucas and Pokemon Trainer, right? Right? And then the second time, it's underground and then he explodes. And... I'm getting off topic. That guy's there, and that seems to indicate that there are going to be bosses, so not every level is going to be a versus match, which, okay, that's good. We've only seen a handful of levels. They obviously don't want to show off any of the really, cool stuff. And even if it is just versus matches, I mean, that's fine. Personally, I would have preferred some, platforming challenges to kind of mix it up a little. Even if it was as simple as just, board the platforms or break the targets. That would have been fine. But even if not, even if it is just a bunch of versus matches, the only thing that they really need... I don't even expect a lot of cutscenes. The only thing I would need is some kind of a connection from one match to the next. Okay? So, if I'm in Mushroom Kingdom in one level, next level I should be in, Mushroom Kingdom 2, or the Mushroomy Kingdom, or Mushroom Kingdom U. Really, any of the Mario levels, or any of the related levels. Actually, Mushroomy Kingdom probably wouldn't work all that well, because that one's more of a desert. Irrelevant. Point is, if the levels are connected, then I guess we're fine. That should be good enough. And I'm sure I'll like the mode. And I'm sure there will be some cutscenes, and they'll be cool. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to complain. Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong of me? I like to complain sometimes. What, are you gonna sue me? Please don't sue me. Either way, look. If you're worried that this pessimism is at all dampening my hype for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I just have one thing to say to you. Piranha Plant is a playable character, game of the century, best Super Smash Bros. That's it. There's nowhere to go but down. Doesn't matter what the DLC characters are, they're not worth buying because Piranha Plant's in the game and you can't do better than that. This entire video was a huge unorganized mess, wasn't it? For more huge unorganized messes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out my Twitch and Twitter description. Links in the description down below.